Hello, namaskar to all of you. In the present session of Book Talk Show, I am going to acquaint you with one remarkable play written in the country of Nigeria, the African continent. The title of the play is The Lion and the Jewel, and it is written by a Nobel laureate who won Nobel Prize for Literature in 1986 and whose name is Wole Soyinka. Just like other plays of Soyinka, this play also deals with African culture, African issues, and you can say kind of African dilemma whether to accept Western civilized way of life or to continue with the traditional way of Africa. The content of the play is dealing with one small village named Illuginal, where a primary school is opened, and a school teacher is appointed by the head of the village, Bel Baroka, who wants to make a claim. Bel Baroka wants to make a claim that he believes in education. He wants to educate small children of his village, and so the school is opened. And one teacher is appointed whose name is Lakunal. The play opens with Lakunal in his classroom teaching primary students, and through the window of the classroom he finds one girl passing, and he comes out of the classroom and asks that girl. She's passing through her teenage and her name is Sidi, and the question is, Sidi, what did you decide? What did you think? And the reply given by Sidi is, pay my bride price first. That means Lakunal has proposed marriage to her because he has his own principle. He has come for the education in this village. He has come for the reformation in this village. But he believes in the theory that charity begins at home. If I want to reform this village, I should first reform myself. So he has proposed marriage to this tribal girl who is neither literate nor, you can say, having civilized way of life. But he has his concern for her. She has her own idea of self-respect. And her idea of self-respect is, this teacher must give bride price, what we call Kanya Vikray, to her father. And then only she is ready to accept the proposal, because she has her own idea about chastity and virginity. She mentions that if I marry you without taking bride price, people would think that I was not chaste, I was not virgin. And that's why I accepted your proposal without taking my price. Here, we find a remarkable difference between the thinking of this school teacher and this tribal girl. Tribal girl wants that he should pay first money to her father, and then only she would marry that school teacher. For school teacher, she is not a commodity. He mentions, I can buy a commodity from the market, but you are not to be bought by me. I don't want to buy you. Since I have my concern for you, since I love you, I want to marry you. How can I give price? It would be as good as buying you, and I don't want to do that. But she is not ready to accept that. This dilemma continues till till the end of the play. Every time when he meets, this lady makes a request. He assures her, I will never treat you as subordinate. I will treat you my equal. I will allow you to wear high-heeled sandals. I will allow you to apply red paint on your lips. I will allow you to paint your nails. And I will take you to the club of Lagos where sophisticated couples move. Accept me. And her reply is every time the same. Pay my bride price first. मेरे पिता को तू पहले मेरी कीमत दे दे. अगर तेरे साथ में पैसे लिए बिना शादी करूंगी तो लोग ये कहेंगे कि मैं चेष्ट पवित्र नहीं थी, मेरा कौमार्य बिक गया था और इसलिए तेरे साथ बिना पैसे लिए मैंने शादी कर ली. She has her own idea about self-respect. Now in that village, it is far away from civilized way of life where there is no education, where there is no elite class. One photographer comes and these villagers for the first time, they see someone coming with an instrument, the name of which those villagers do not know. And they give a name to the instrument, I mean camera. And the name that they give is one-eyed box. Ek aankh wala box. Because they do not know that it is called camera. And he has come by his car, but they do not know that it is a car. And so they give their own traditional name, the devil's horse, शैतान का घोड़ा. कार को वो येल कहते हैं. And for them, it becomes a celebration. For the first time in their life, they have seen camera. For the first time in their life, they have seen that car. And they are all surprised. And so, to camera, they call one-eyed box. To car, they give the name devil's horse. And they celebrate it. The photographer, that journalist, takes certain snaps, goes away. And next time when he comes, he's having a magazine in his hand where all the photographs are printed in the print form, used glossy paper. And there we find the photograph of Sidi also, this girl who is proposed marriage by the school teacher. And for the first time, she becomes aware of her beauty. So far she was not aware, because perhaps she had not seen her reflection in the mirror even. After seeing her own photograph in that magazine brought by the journalist, he brought with him that journal, and she finds that photograph and she becomes aware of her beauty. And one copy of that magazine is given to the head of the village also, Bel Baroka, who has opened that school. Now, by chance, Sidi's portrait is on the middle of the page, and on the middle of the page, full space is given to the photograph of Sidi. And again and again, she puts, her palm, her fingers on the paper and says, how soft my skin is, because the paper that is used is glossy. And the head of the village notices Sidi's photograph and says, such a jewel in my village, and still I do not know that jewel. How come that happened? ऐसा एक डायमंड मेरे गांव में है और अभी तक मैंने देखा नहीं था उसे. Africa believes in not monogamy but polygamy. He has that desire to seduce Sidi at any cost. Mind well, that school teacher continues proposing marriage, who has his genuine concern for Sidi. And Sidi gave only one reply: pay my bride price. Bel Baroka instructs his wife, go. Now you may get surprised, but it is African tradition. The head wife has to do the job of collecting sub-wives for her husband. So Sadiku, Bel Baroka's first wife, the head wife, she is given this duty of convincing Sidi to go to Bel Baroka. She approaches Sidi, but Sidi denies. No, how can I allow myself to be seduced by your husband? See, his photograph is by the side of village latrine, and I am given the middle page. My photograph occupies more space, and who knows Bel Baroka here? She denies first. Sadiku goes back and tells her husband that she said no. So, ગુજરાતીમાં એક કહેવત છે, સીધી આંગળીથી ઘી ન નીકળે તો વાંકી આંગળી કરીને પણ ઘી કાઢવું. Baroka follows that strategy and tells his wife that I have lost my manhood. I have lost my manliness. Purushatva, what you call. I have lost that. He knows that Sadiku will definitely inform about it to Sidi, and that would inspire Sidi to come to this place to make my fun. बेल बारोका जानता है कि सादिकू ये जरूर कहेगी वो लड़की को, और लड़की मेरी हंसी उड़ाने के लिए यहां आएगी, और उसी वक्त मैं उसे सिड्यूस कर लूंगा. The same thing happens. बेल बारोका has not truly speaking lost his manhood. उसने अपना पुरुषत्व गंवा दिया नहीं है. But he spreads that rumor, and as it was desired, as it was planned by Bel Baroka, his wife Sadiku goes to Sidi and tells that my husband has lost his manhood. नपुंसक हो गया है जिसे कहते हैं. तब Sidi, as it was designed, as it was thought, Sidi goes to Bel Baroka to make fun of, to ridicule, you can say, Bel Baroka, that you wanted to seduce me, and see, you lost your manhood. And that is the time for Bel Baroka to seduce, molest Sidi, and Sidi loses her chastity. Sidi loses her virginity. Lakunal still continues. He comes to know about it, that this has happened, but his concern, his love for Sidi remains the same. He states now, after this incident, hey Sidi, now at least you should be ready to marry me without bride price, because you are already seduced by that head of the village, Mukhya jo hai, Bel Baroka. You are already seduced. At least now you agree to marry me. My concern for you has remained the same, because it is genuine. It was not just for the physical lust that I proposed you. I care for you, and that's why I say this. And Sidi, the reply given by Sidi is shocking. And she says, you bookworm, pustak ka kida, you bookworm, what you require to live life is nothing but books. Take this. I would prefer to be a capt of Bel Baroka, aged man of 62, instead of becoming your wife. When she gives this reply, Sidi no more remains Sidi. Sidi becomes Africa. The choice is to be made by Africa, whether to accept Western civilized way of life or to continue with traditional way of life. Sidi ka jo decision hai, Sidi's decision at the end, she prefers to be the capt of Baroka, and the last wife or capt of the father has to be the first wife of the son. So Sidi will have to play the role of a wife, first wife, even for the son of Bel Baroka. But she accepts that instead of becoming wife of school teacher Lakunal, which could have given her a more prestigious life. Here is the decision of Africa. Sidi's decision, Sidi's whatever she decides, that is an indication Africa is facing a dilemma, whether to choose Western civilized way of life or to choose traditional way of life. Sidi's decision mentions, it implies, it conveys that traditional culture is so much deep rooted in the psyche of African people that they will continue the traditional way of life instead of accepting the Western civilized way of life. It is one of the most remarkable plays that Soyinka wrote. Thank you very much for listening to me. Thanks a lot.